What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another early 30s diaries video. I'm excited about this one because this one's about friends, and I'm back here at the park that I feel like I film all of them at. I was gonna pick the same rose bush area that I did my dating one, but I felt we needed a scenery change. It's actually funny too because they're actually setting up for a wedding, so it's actually nice and quiet because I guess people are just setting up and no one wants to walk over here. So I'm gonna take advantage. I'm excited for this topic about friends because I think for me personally, this is the one that's like harder to talk about. Sure, the dating one is dating, and I feel like everyone has a dating story, and dating is hard, of course. You know how when people say that like a friendship breakup is harder than a real breakup? I 100% agree with that. And not even just like a friendship breakup, like even just like losing touch with a friend is just so difficult. So this is why it's something that I really wanted to talk about. I wanted it to come from the heart. Usually when I do these type of videos, I have a script, or not necessarily a script, like I have kind of points that I want to go through just to make sure I tackle everything. But for this one, I just kind of want to talk from the heart because I feel like, again, I think this one is harder for me to talk about than any of the topics because I feel like I'm not alone with this. Friendships are complicated and they're hard, and then once you get older, it's like harder to make friends and all of that. Just want to kind of dive deep into this. So yes, let's get talking. If you guys have seen any of my early 30 diaries videos, I have a playlist. I'll link it down in the description box if you guys want to just watch all of them. I've talked about this before, but I was like a very shy child, so even growing up, making friends was just hard for me. I would have one good friend, which is great, but I kid you guys not, I like the worst of luck with friends. Majority of the time I would make a friend and it'll be great, and then they'll like move away. I mean, not all the time. It happened like 3 times, but the fact that it happened 3 times, you know, that's crazy. But yeah, I was just really shy to make friends. So I was just kind of would go with whatever group accepted me, which was great, you know, but like I feel like I also just didn't, you know, dive deep into those friendships. Also, like I mentioned in my late bloomer video, my parents weren't really ones to like let me go out and about like after school and stuff. So I feel like that also made it hard for me to keep friends because a lot of times they would like hang out after school and then like I wouldn't be part of it. And obviously when you hang out with people, like they build bigger connections, so I just never got to be part of that, which, you know, sucks. So that was just something that happened like growing up, that like everyone will hang out and then be like, oh, this is what we did on like the weekend, and I was like, oh cool, thanks. I feel like a lot of this topic too will be dealing with like loneliness, which we'll get there because it gets worse. Well, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, like that's kind of what happened growing up. I would just have, I guess, school friends, and like that was it. Honestly, thankfully, when I got to college, I made good friends. I had at least friends I can go to throughout, you know, my time there and like hang out after like classes and all that stuff. So like that was good. But again, as you guys know, and I've talked about in other videos, once you graduate, things get harder because obviously in school, even like high school, middle school, all of that, and college, you're surrounded by these set of people consistently because you have to be. You have to go to class and you see these people. Once you graduate, it's harder because you don't have that, and people start moving away, people start, you know, their jobs, they're doing other stuff, so it becomes harder to keep those friendships intact. I have like a lot of thoughts. For example, friendship breakups are happen when you stop being friends with someone and like it hurts. That hurts a lot. But I think for me personally, it's when you see friends drift away. And again, it's not necessarily anyone's fault, it's just life's happening. So like I had good friends in college, and some of them again moved away, so like I can't physically see them. Like we keep in touch and like that's it. But like, you know, when you're not part of someone's life anymore, because again, we don't have that connection of being able to hang out every other weekend or something. But even then, there's like friends that I had that like I would hang out constantly in college, and then it was just harder for us to keep in touch. And I think that gets harder because then you'll see them on social media and you see them hang out with other people or like doing other stuff, and I was like, I asked you to hang out, but you said you were busy, and I literally couldn't see your social media, you know? I don't even know how to explain that aspect of friendship. It's harder to see friends not include you. Maybe we should talk about loneliness because again, I feel like a lot of this topic goes back to feeling alone, feeling left out. I will say that for me, it's hard to reach out to people. I feel like I'm the kind of person that like I feel like I'm bothering them, so I don't want to reach out to them. So I sometimes don't, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like annoying or then be like, why is she talking to me? Which is not good all the time because like I shouldn't expect other people to reach out to me first. So it's something I need to work on. But then like even the times that I have reached out to them, they'll be like, oh, maybe I'll check my schedule, or like I'm busy, and then you see them doing something on like Instagram and you're like, oh cool, thanks. Which sucks. That feeling sucks of being left out, and I feel like that's the thing that happens. You'll see like people that you connect with and you're like, I have such a great vibe with them, we are so good with friends, and then you see them not invite you to something, or you see them doing something else and you're like, oh, just kidding. That feeling is the worst. Like I said, I think that's also why I feel like the whole topic of friendships is harder than dating. Seeing like people not include you is worse, in my opinion. You're just like, oh, like I tried so hard to connect with this group of people, just be a good friend and like not being included, that hurts in like a different level. So I feel like the feeling of loneliness, especially now that like I'm older, it sucks because I spent a whole chunk of my adult life just working, going home, that's it. I wasn't really reaching out. I have like a good friend who's been my friend since, I don't know, we were kids. So if you're watching this, you know who you are. Thank you for watching my videos. And she and I actually are going through this right now. Thankfully, she and I keep in touch. We're always texting, so at least we have that. Lives are busy, so we can't really like hang out because when I'm free she's busy, or when she's free I'm busy. It's been so hard to meet up. And I'm not talking about these friendships, because these friendships at least we're keeping it alive by like communicating. I'm talking mostly about the friendships where like you try to be friends and like you can feel that they don't really want to, or like they're just being like nice. Like I said, like at least I had her for like a good chunk of my life, so I'm grateful for that. In general, like I wasn't really like making friends, and it was really hard for me too. And then as I got older, I started going to church because I was like, I need community. And I feel like the same thing happened where like I'll connect with people and we'll have a really good time, but like our time wouldn't go past those scheduled times, you know. I've never been one to like try to invite myself into something, so that's always been hard because I don't want to be like that person that was like, I wasn't invited in the first place but I invited myself. I hate that feeling. It's hard seeing you not get invited to something later on, you know, or like after hours is the best way I can explain it. I feel like that happened a lot and I hate that feeling. The feeling of just getting left out, feeling like you're also putting the effort and you're just not getting anything out of it. I feel like, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, I started going to like another church that had a youth group that went up to 30s, because again I'm 30, duh. So they actually went up just to 30, so I was like, this is my 30th year. I was like this is the last time I could participate. I tried so hard to get involved. I tried to serve, I tried to like join small groups and all of that stuff, and it just felt like it wasn't working. I will say that I did try my best, like 100%. Like I was trying to talk to people, I was trying to join things, to get involved, and I feel like it just wasn't working. That's the feeling that sucks the most, where you're actually trying and people are not reciprocating. And I will say that it hurt because like again, I knew for like once in my life I was actually putting the effort to be part of something, and the fact that it wasn't working, it was just like this feeling of, oh okay, just kidding, am I destined to be alone? I know like a lot of this topic also comes out a lot on social media. You see people that have like big friend groups and you're just like, how does that happen? I know like every time I see like a wedding reel on Instagram where like someone has like a billion bridesmaids, I do see a lot of comments being like, how do you even have that many friends? Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I agree, like how do you have that many friends? Those instances too is what makes it harder as well, because it's kind of like, oh, who do I have? Again, going back with like the differences between the dating topic and this one is that like friends are like people that you can count on to like just talk about stuff, do the day to day, be like, hey, I'm feeling like this today. Sure, you can talk to like a partner, you know, that's also, you know, why partners are so important and choosing the right one is important, but like I feel like there's like a different way you can talk about things with a friend, so it's like harder when you don't have that. So yeah, like making friends when you're older is super tough, because even like I've seen a lot of groups pop up. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen them of friend groups or like book clubs, and like you join them, you meet people, and thankfully there are some are open to like all ages, but even then it's just so hard because it's kind of like, how do you make it past of just like being, we're nice in this group and we're having fun, but like make it past that kind of, I don't know, area? I don't know how to explain it. Well, how do you make it past where you're like actually someone's friend long term? And again, this goes back, like I was saying, getting older, the thing that happens is everyone's life starts to change. Everyone has different routines, everyone has different stuff going on. Like I said, a lot of my friends did move away after college, so it's not really I can go see them at any given moment, you know. And obviously like at this point, like people are starting to get married, people have kids, and like that also adds like another layer to things. I know I've had friends who have, like I used to hang out constantly and then they got married and it was like harder to plan things. I understand them because I feel like maybe I'll be the same way, but like they'll hang out more with like couples, which again, understandable. But also like when people have kids, like it's harder because they need to coordinate childcare and all that stuff, so it does get complicated in that sense. It almost becomes this gigantic puzzle piece of you need to figure out when things can happen and where things fit, and I feel like that can get exhausting. So this whole process is exhausting. Either find how to make friends, then find out how to make them, and figuring out with your life whatever's happening. I think right now where I'm at in life is definitely, I will say, get lonely sometimes. Sure, I have like one good friend and I have my family, and it's great in that sense, but it's kind of like, one, I don't want to like burden my one friend with like everything I'm feeling, because I also don't want to like put that all on her. But it's also important to have like friends that like, you're like, oh, I want friends that have like shared hobbies, you know, stuff that I can share like the stuff that I like with, or I don't know, come on walks or something, I don't know, stuff like that, you know. It's different when you have friends that fit kind of every area of your life, because again, that's another part where like it kind of gets lonely when you're like, oh, I really like this one thing, no one understands it currently in my life, you know. As you guys have seen, I've been collecting Lorcana cards, and sure, the guy that I'm dating likes Lorcana, so like that is easy. Me and him talk about it, but like it would also be nice to have like a friend who's also interested in that. So I know that thankfully, like at least with like cards as well, there's a lot of like game places where you can actually go and join in. So I'm thinking about doing that, but again, I'm like also shy. I don't know, maybe this whole series is also me being my own roadblock. I need to stop being so shy and step out of my zone. But then it also goes back to me knowing that like I've tried to make friends before. It's been so hard because like for example, there was like a time where like there was someone that I met, super cool, we were bonding, it was great. Every time I would see them, I was like, oh, friend. And then they once mentioned like, oh, we were at so-and-so's house to like have like a girls' night. You can see it in her eyes that, you know, like she was like, oh, like this person, we didn't invite her. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, that sounds so fun. It's that hindrance of like, I don't want to get hurt again, but then I also know that I shouldn't be shy and like not try again, you know? It's two different feelings. But yeah, like I said, right now I'm just trying to see where I can find community again. Like I said, like I want to go to a church where I can meet people. At this point too, like a lot of people my age are married, so it's also harder for them, you know, want to hang out with a young single 30-year-old. But again, I don't blame them because a lot of them have different schedules, they have routines, if they have kids, they probably have school, all that stuff. So like again, I don't blame them. It's just where life took us. I do want to find community. I don't want to be like, I'm a lonely person. I will say I thrive on being alone. For example, I'm here by myself and I'm gonna have a nice little walk and it's gonna be great. I like doing things by myself in general too. Like, I like going to the store by myself. I've gone to the movies by myself. It's really enjoyable to be by myself, but I also don't think that's something that I should strive for forever, you know? I should want to have community. That's kind of how I've been feeling. Like I said, I feel like the topic of friends is a more sensitive one for me compared to dating. I don't know, it's harder to lose friends and it's harder to not have friends, I think, in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree down below, because I don't know, it seems harder for me. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Again, I didn't really want to like go into this video with this is what topics I want to talk about. I kind of wanted it to be from like the heart, because again, it's something that I'm very much currently into like dealing with, I guess. It's something that like I always think about, and it's just something that happened. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any tips, let me know down below too. But if you guys have like any thoughts, if you feel the same way, again, don't feel like you're alone in this. I feel like a lot of people feel this way. Someone in my late bloomer video made a great point, because she mentioned how obviously 2020 kind of messed things up for us because it delayed so many things. So I feel like that also played an even bigger part for all of us right now. So let me know how you guys are feeling. If you guys agree, let me know. If you don't, also let me know why. I would love to hear all those thoughts. But yes, that is it for this video. Let me know if you guys have another topic you guys want to hear me talk about. There's definitely two topics I want to talk about too. I do want to talk about how your life doesn't end when you're 30, because I do feel like, honestly, I am enjoying 30 for the most part, okay? Sure, these videos all seem kind of sad or negative. I am enjoying being 30. And then obviously I want to make another video on when you feel discouraged kind of vibes, which again, these topics, man. So if you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know down below. I would love to talk about it. And like, obviously I want these videos to feel kind of like you're just chatting with a friend, FaceTime vibes, us connecting type of situation. Because again, I don't want to feel alone, you guys don't want to feel alone, we're all gonna be a community here. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Again, I'll have a lot more videos in this series, and I do a lot of lifestyle vlogs as I go out and about in my life. So yes, make sure to stick around, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.